Howdy, this is Ranger, and I'm here at Walt Disney World at EPCOT for the very first time. This is my first time at any Walt Disney World park ever. So we'll walk around the park today, give my impressions, maybe put a few zingers in here. Should be a good time. Our first order of business today is to out-sprint all of the Disney Princess fans to the new Frozen ride. Let's do it. So just got off Frozen Ever After. The standby line said 10 minutes. It was exactly 10 minutes. It took up the whole inside portion. I can't imagine where they keep all these people when the line gets longer. But it was a good ride. The sets were very elaborate. It was enjoyable, but I'm a little bit confused on what the story of the ride is supposed to be. As of this moment, this is the only Disney World ride I have ever ridden. True story. So we'll see how it compares to everything else. This is the Land Pavilion. There's 3 attractions in here. Living with the Land, the Circle of Life you see up there. The main attraction here is Soarin' Around the World. I rode the original Soarin' over California out in California. This is the update, the HD version. I definitely prefer this version to the older version. It's a very clean, sharp looking screen with some impressive visuals. There's only one size of Magic Band and they're one size fits all. You can see all the different number of places you can put it. So if you have a Barry Bond sized wrist, you're covered. Same story if you have the same wrist size as Nicole Richie.
One of the most popular attractions at Epcot is Test Track. Guests can create their own vehicle using touchscreens and a Magic Band. Next, guests step onto the ride vehicles and their car is tested over the course of the ride. All scores are tallied and displayed at the end of the ride for each vehicle. Test Track is the fastest ride at Disney World, but still isn't a serious thrill ride.
The most iconic attraction at Epcot is, of course, Spaceship Earth, the geosphere that this park and Disney World overall are so very well known for. It's a slow, dark ride that goes over the history of the world. It's kind of interesting as far as old dark rides go. I'd have to say it's one of my favorite ones. The ride vehicles are kind of loud though, and you get a lot of buzzing noises as you go throughout the ride, but there's a lot of interactive exhibits at the exit that are a good experience. The last ride I'm going to review here at Epcot before moving on to the World Showcase is Mission Space. This is a space flight simulator ride. It is probably the most powerful and intense ride here at Epcot. So I'm here at the World Showcase, and I really need to go to the bathroom. But luckily I'm in China, so I can just go wherever I want to, like in those bushes over there. This of course is a reference to Shanghai Disneyland, where such things have occurred. But even though we like to make fun of Disneyland China, there's definitely been some good things to come out of it. For example, the Tron ride, that's just an awesome looking ride, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see that ride somewhere else. Also, Disneyland China has given the Chinese children context for the toys that they've been making. It's here at the Mexican Pavilion. Word on the street is this is Donald Trump's least favorite pavilion. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. I question the authenticity of this pavilion just a little bit. I live in Texas, so I know a little thing or two about Mexico. Now inside there's a glass figurine of Cinderella's castle that costs $6,800. I don't think that's authentic at all. In Tijuana, I can get a Rolex watch for $12. Here in the Italy Pavilion, we can see the St. Mark's Tower. This is, of course, a replica of the tower in Venice. And when thinking of Italy, who can forget that cruise ship a few years ago that the captain jettisoned his entire crew when the boat started to sink? He took this lifeboat and he left the ship sinking with all the passengers on it. This was the most embarrassing thing to happen to Italy since the Olive Garden. The Britain Pavilion is home to the fabulous British Revolution music show, as well as the Rose and Crown pub. It's an authentic pub where you can get British beer and fish and chips, and it's just like being in London. The only difference is that the clientele has a lot better teeth. A few final thoughts about the World Showcase from the Japan Pavilion. The World Showcase doesn't have any thrilling rides, but it definitely is a fun experience to go visit all these countries. You can sample some food and beverages, talk to people who live in those countries, and it gives good jobs for people who live in poor countries such as Mexico and Morocco and Detroit. So there's definitely some good things worth checking out here at the World Showcase. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to the In the Loop YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Ranger signing off from the World Showcase at EPCOT.